Look at the blue whale, 150 tons of aquatic majesty. It seems born of the ocean, perfect and eternal. But strip away the blubber and flesh, and the bones tell a different story, a secret history hidden deep inside the skeleton. Look closely near the tail. Floating there, completely disconnected from the spine, are tiny withered hip and leg bones. Why does a sea giant have hips? Because it wasn't always a giant, and it wasn't always in the sea. To solve this puzzle, we must rewind the clock 50 million years, back to the Eocene epoch, a world without whales. This is the story of biology's most daring gamble, when whales walked on land. Ancient Pakistan, a hot, arid landscape dominated by jagged red rocks and shallow, shimmering rivers. Danger hides in every shadow. Meet the ancestor, Pakicetus. It looks like a wolf. It hunts like a scavenger. But this is the first whale. How do we know? The proof is in the skull, a unique, dense ear bone called the involucrum, found only in whales. Life on land was brutal. Food was scarce. But the river? It was teeming with unexploited energy. It took a risk. Driven by hunger, the wolf stepped into the alien world, not to swim, but to hunt. It was a terrible swimmer. It paddled awkwardly like a dog, keeping its head high to breathe, fighting the current. But it worked. Fish offered easy energy, and energy allowed them to grow and change. 2 million years passed. Natural selection favored those with shorter legs, bigger feet, and stronger tails. Meet Ambulocetus, the walking whale, a 3-meter-long nightmare that lurked in the shallows. The thin wolf legs are gone. Now it possesses massive, splayed-webbed feet, perfect paddles. But on land, it was a disaster. It couldn't run. It had to drag its heavy belly over the rocks. But once it slipped below the surface, the clumsiness vanished. It transformed into a silent, hydrodynamic assassin. It hunted like a crocodile, waiting, watching. Its eyes moved to the top of the skull to scan the banks. When a thirsty animal came to drink, it was game over, an explosive burst of muscle and teeth. Watch closely how it swims. It doesn't move side to side like a fish. It moves its spine up and down. This vertical undulation is the key proof. It swims exactly the way a cheetah runs. It is a mammal thing. The rivers were just the beginning. Evolution pushed them further, out into the vast, open ocean. Meet Rodhocetus. The legs are shrinking. The tail is taking over. There is no turning back to the land. To survive the ocean, they had to change inside. Their kidneys evolved to drink salt water. Propulsion shifted to the rear. The tail flattened and widened, becoming the very first whale fluke. The walking legs were now a burden. Over generations, they withered away. 35 million years ago, the land was forgotten. Enter Basilosaurus, the king lizard whale. It was a giant. But look at the flank. It still kept a tiny souvenir from its walking days. It didn't filter plankton. It crushed skulls. It ate sharks and smaller whales for breakfast. To breathe without surfacing fully, the nose migrated from the tip of the snout to the top of the head. 30 million years ago, the family tree snapped in two. One side kept the teeth, the other grew a filter. The hunters kept their teeth. They became the precise killers of the deep. Meet the Spermaceti whale. Why is the head so square? It holds the spermaceti organ, a massive tank of biological oil used to focus sound. In the pitch-black depths, eyes are useless. They see with clicks, the loudest sound made by any animal. The sonar detects a monster, the giant squid, a battle of titans in the crushing darkness. The whale wins, but not without a cost. Their skin tells the story of every battle. Meanwhile, the giants took a different path. They traded teeth for a filtration system, baleen. They became the ultimate grazers, exploring the lunge feed, taking in tons of water in seconds. This efficiency allowed them to defy gravity. They grew and grew. The blue whale's heart is the size of a car. A human could swim through its arteries. They are still mammals. They must breathe air. But Cuvier's beaked whale can hold its breath for 3 hours. At this depth, the pressure would crush a submarine, but the whale's collapsible rib cage saves it. How do they sleep without drowning? They don't. They sleep with only half their brain at a time. One eye stays open, one hemisphere stays awake. They are always watching. Their voices travel across entire oceans. The song of a blue whale can be heard 500 miles away. But the true marvel isn't the body, it's the mind. Whales have culture. Different pods speak different languages. They have dialects, grandmothers, and names for each other. They feel deeply. Orca mothers have been seen carrying their dead calves for weeks, refusing to let go. They have spindle neurons, brain cells for emotion, in higher concentrations than humans. They might feel more than we do. For millions of years, they had no predators, until a new ape learned to sail. In the 20th century, we nearly emptied the oceans. 300,000 blue whales were reduced to just a few thousand. But nature is resilient. Since the ban on whaling, the humpbacks have bounced back, a miracle of recovery. The harpoons are gone, but a new enemy remains. We are turning their home into a soup of plastic. We are also blinding them with noise. Ship engines drown out their songs, separating mothers from calves. They sleep at the surface. They never hear the fast ferries coming until it is too late. Why save them? Because they are the gardeners of the ocean. Their waste fertilizes the plankton. More whales mean more plankton. More plankton means more carbon absorbed from the sky. They cool the planet. Even in death, they give life. When a whale dies, it sinks to the darkest depths, a whale fall. For the next 50 years, this body will feed an entire city of deep-sea creatures, sharks, hagfish, crabs. Finally, the zombie worms arrive. They dissolve the bones to eat the oil inside. Nothing is wasted. The energy returns to the food web, a perfect circle of life, death, and rebirth. What is next? If we look 50 million years into the future, where will the whale go? Will they grow larger? Physics says no. The blue whale is likely the biological limit. Could they return to land? It happened before. Evolution is not a straight line. It is a loop. Or perhaps they're waiting for us to join them, not in the ocean, but in the sea of stars. We search for alien intelligence, but we have not yet learned to speak to the aliens in our own oceans. They nurse their young. They breathe air. They have warm blood. They are us. From a wolf on a riverbank to the master of the deep, a 50 million year journey. Nature took a land animal, deleted its legs, and turned it into a monster. And it worked. So next time you see the ocean, remember the wolf that dared to get its feet wet. Evolution is stranger than fiction. Don't miss the next chapter of Earth's history. Subscribe to Chronos Evolution. Dive deeper into the past.